Hello and welcome back. Today's video is an update for my Project 10 Uses project pan. I also have a Project 100 Uses if you're interested in seeing that. I will link my project pan playlist where you can find all of these videos. The 10 Uses one, I'm just picking things that I haven't used that much, things that I definitely won't be able to finish up, but just want to get 10 uses, rotate it out, and bring something new in. So it's just kind of another way for me to rotate through my collection. I also do shop my stash videos, but in those, I usually only end up using the product about 3 to 4 times. And then I do a lot of other project pans where I'm completely trying to finish items as well. This is kind of a nice in between and I really enjoy it. And yeah, let's get into this update. The first item, I did not get to 10 uses. I'm only at 3, which it's a lip product and that is just really difficult for me. This is What's Your Sign Luxe Lipstick from Colourpop. I am wearing this today with a lip gloss on top. This is one of my favorite lipsticks, but the thing is that I have another lipstick in a project pan where I'm trying to completely use it up. So that's why it's slow going on this, but this one will be staying in and I will try to get to 10. Alrighty, and the next 3 items I did get to 10 on, which means I'm rolling in 3 new items, which is exciting. One of them was Mary Luminizer by The Balm Highlighter. I love this. I am so happy I repurchased this. I mentioned before I had finished a mini of it, and I'm so happy that I got it again. It's a gorgeous highlighter. Today I actually have it on in my inner corners, but it is amazing. I love how metallic it is. You've seen this a million times. It's just a light champagne highlighter, but I mentioned before that also I'm use this to mix in with Becca Opal, which is one that I'm trying to completely finish, and it's just a little dark, so this is amazing for that. Layers well with other highlighters. It's a gorgeous metallic formula. This is a super old school product, but I am really happy I have it. I also got to 10 uses on this Becca Chloe palette, and this is a really nice face palette. I tend to neglect face palettes though, which is very sad. Therefore, I'm happy I put this in the project. And yeah, I gotta say, I actually used all 4 items. I didn't use them all every time I used this palette, but I love the highlighter. It's beautiful. The blushes are really nice. They're glowy, but they're not that shimmery, which is nice. And this bronzer is actually very beautiful. I really love this palette. I've said before, it kind of reminds me of Hourglass's for me a little bit with the whole baked thing. And yeah, I actually think that I like these blushes more than the Hourglass blushes I have. And Hourglass is way more expensive. I don't know. Actually, the more I use this, I think I like this more than my Hourglass face palette, which is kind of crazy. Anyway, that's a side note, but this is a good palette, and I have found that it is still available. I'll link it if anyone is interested, but yeah, this is beautiful. I'm glad I used it, and hopefully I continue to reach for it. I think that's another thing I'm trying to do with this project is kind of remind myself of some things that have fallen to the back of the drawers and I haven't been using, but this one, fantastic. Alrighty, then I had an eyeshadow palette, and that is the Makeup Geek in the Nude. I've talked about this a lot. I really like this Makeup Geek formula. I still haven't tried their new formula to be able to compare the difference, but this has a lot of their classic shades in it that they do sell individually. Grandstand, this is one of their most famous eyeshadows, and it is so foiled. I used this one several times. The mattes blend like a dream. I'm really impressed. I'm so happy I got use out of this palette. This is kind of an older palette. I think I bought it sometime in 2018, but I bought it on Haute Look at that time, so it's probably even older than that, but the formula is absolutely fantastic. Can't complain. Super simple neutral colors, so easy to wear just kind of whenever. And I did mix this with my Pan That palette several times, and it worked very well with that. All right, so let me show you the 3 new items that I'm rolling into this project. The first one is the Tartelette in Bloom. And I talked about this at the beginning of the year because I went out of town for 2 weeks and this is the only palette I brought. So I actually used it quite a bit and I actually like it more than I did before I took it on that trip. It is a very standard warm neutral palette of a lot of very orangey colors. This pumpkin looking orange is one of my favorites. I really enjoy this palette. So I thought this would be a good one to use also in conjunction with my Pan That palette. And yeah, I'm really excited to get more use on this. This is one I will say that some of these items I'm also keeping track of in my project 100 uses, so you may see them down the road in that project, and that one is on that list. So yeah, I'm very excited. I really like this palette. Also, the packaging, I'm not sure I would have bought this if the packaging wasn't so beautiful. I know, that's kind of crazy, but it is nice. Then we have a newer product. This is the Colourpop and Kathleen Lights blush in I Need Space. This is a beautiful nude and it's kind of glowy on the skin, which is nice. I've only used it, I think, 3 times since I bought it like over a month ago. So I figured this is a good thing to put in here. It's a nude, so it pretty much goes with anything. And I'm super impressed with this formula. And yeah, I'm really excited. I think this is the only Colourpop powder blush that I have. It is fantastic. Also, this packaging is beautiful. Alrighty, and the last one is the second most expensive makeup product I have in my collection. That is this Pat McGrath palette. This is the Mothership 2. And yeah, I've used this, I think, less than 10 times since I got it. I got it as a Christmas gift. And I will say now that I've used it more, at first I was not super impressed, but the more I use it, I do like it more and more. These special shades are super glittery and really shimmery and beautiful. They definitely need a wet brush though. These satin shades, they're nice. I wish they were more pigmented. And then there's these 2 mattes, which are beautiful, by the way. And these are the 2 mattes I'm wearing on my lower lash line. Yes, this is a very nice palette. I'm really not convinced that these are worth $125. I think you're paying a lot for this crazy packaging. This is so heavy. It's crazy. And this beveled mirror, I mean, it's super fancy. I think a lot of it you're paying for the name and the packaging, but I will say every time I do use this palette, I enjoy it. So I figure let's put it in this. There are these glittery shades I don't think I'd wear like during the work week, but this whole side I would because it's very neutral and it's not glittery. So it's a good palette. I think I need to use it more, and who knows, maybe I'll be falling more in love with it. Hopefully not too much though, because I don't really want to spend $125 on palettes. But I will say I kind of look at some of her other palettes and I'm like, ooh, that's so beautiful. Maybe I should get that. Anyway, I probably shouldn't. I should just use the one that I have. Alrighty, that is it for this update. I really enjoy this project. It's a very low pressure project and it's a great way to rotate through some items. If you're interested, my project pan playlist will be in the description box, and also what I'm wearing and all of that. And yeah, that is it. And thank you so much for watching.